This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me. As I was walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. I've roamed around Rome and I followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts. And all around me a voice was sounding. This land was made for you and me. Shining, and I was strolling, and the wheat fields waving, and the dust clouds rolling. As the fog was lifting, a voice was chanting. This land was made for you and me. As I was walking, I saw a sign there, and on the sign it said, "No trespassing." But on the other side, it didn't say nothing. That side was made for you and me. In the shadow of a steeple, I saw my people. By the relief office, I seen my people. As they stood there hungry, I stood there asking, is this land made for you and me? Nobody living can ever stop me as I go walking that freedom highway. Nobody living can ever stop me as I go walking that freedom highway. Nobody living can ever make me turn back. This land was made for you and me. One, two, three, four. All the stone blocks gather far across the sea. Let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair, as we raise our voices in a solemn prayer. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night. The light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home.
It's Friday.
God bless America, my home sweet home.
It's happy hour. And it is almost the 250th anniversary
God bless
of America.
Land that I love.
That's right.
Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies,
That's right.
to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America.
All right, let's get into it. Let's go.
Here's your host, Brian Dean.
All right. Okay, here we go. Live stream. Mic is not muted. We are good. Audio check is good. All right, everything is good to go. So I'm taking a little bit of a break from my What Did You See stuff because it is America's 250th anniversary. And so kind of last minute, I decided, well, I should do a video for this. So the past couple days, I've been working on trying to get just a quick little 2-minute video done. And I'm almost done. Well, I've got to be done because it's got to be done tonight. Really, I've got to put it out tonight. So it's not quite done. I'll probably finish it up after this stream, but it's like there's a couple shots I want to try and clean up a bit. But for the most part, it's done. We're going to take a look at that. But first, let's get back to the important stuff, which is the beer. I've got Sam Adams again this week, and I've got my PBR America shirt here. And, you know, it's not quite 4th of July, but it's close enough. So let's get this guy. I haven't had a bottle of beer in a long time. I had to remember to get a bottle opener. I actually don't know if this is... What is this, a twist off? I don't even know. And I've got my Sam Adams glass here. And this is a Sam Summer Ale, which is appropriate because it is hot out there, man. It's 100 degrees. Feels like 120, 260, 250. Anyway, cheers. Cheers. That is tasty. All right, so yeah, so the video this week that I've been working on is just a collage of the events that led up to basically the founding of the country. It's I tried to pick out the important things. It's only 2 minutes. I couldn't get everything in there, but I tried to figure out what I could make work, how to portray it, you know. So I've got I'm trying to think now. There's the Boston Massacre. There's the Minutemen. And again, some of these are just like, you know, depictions. It's like a quick shot that kind of like is meant to portray that thing. There's the Battle of Concord. There's the blockade of the harbor. I kind of have that depicted. There's the Battle of Bunker Hill, Valley Forge. All these different things are in there, and I did my best to try and, like, you know, again, there's lots of different things that went on, and it's not really like, part of me wanted to make these things in chronological order, but because of the edit, they didn't quite work out that way. So some of them might be kind of cheated in the historical context of chronological order of when they happened. Hopefully nobody will give me too much of a hard time about that. But let me just okay, so I'm looking for my window here. I'm gonna have to pull up my DaVinci Resolve. So yeah, that's basically what I did. And I had some unlimited generations for GPT Image 2. Now, I've said this before, if you're doing this stuff, you absolutely have to have unlimited generations for your images. You have to. And it would help if you had unlimited generations for your videos. Now, I know that the more expensive models, they're not going to have unlimited generations. I feel like I'm off center here on my camera. There we go. Is that a little bit better? A little bit better. like the C dance obviously goes up to 4K now. You're not going to get unlimited generations at those, but I did have unlimited Kling 3.0 at 720 for 7 seconds and under. And I was actually shocked at the amount of stuff I was able to get out of that. And those generations went fast. I mean fast, like a minute. And I would get less than a minute and I would get stuff back. So I was just cranking through these generations. Excuse me. I just launched like 4 or 5 of them. I think 4 was the max I could launch at one time. And just see what I got, see what the prompt was doing and then make adjustments and just keep generating. And then anything that was a little tricky, or maybe I thought I wanted some more detail, or I thought, well, maybe I'll throw this one at C-Dance. Then I had my unlimited C-Dance at 720, where I get only 1 generation. And I've got that for 30 days. So, and then if it was a shot that I really wanted to spend the credits on, I would, I'd spend the credits on a regular C-Dance 1080 render. I don't think there's anything that requires 4K. So I didn't go 4K on anything. I don't think. There may have been 1 or 2 I tried to go 4K on. But for the most part, 1080 was good enough. So anyway, let's take a look at it. And it's like I did a Suno track, and it's it's kind of reciting the declaration, and it's like kind of this epic kind of like let's go America type thing. So let's just take a look at it. I should have rendered it out, but because we might have playback issues with the stream and Resolve running, but we'll see. We'll see how it does. So yeah, this isn't quite done yet. There's still a few shots that I think pretty much looks like there's something in. There's no blank blank screen anywhere. I don't think. I think I've got all the shots covered, but I think there's just like a few where I'm going to want to like try some new generations and see if I can get something better. But anyway, let's just take a look at it. And we'll hop over into bring this thing over here a little closer. So let's I'll full screen this. Oh, I've got Photoshop open. Let me hop back in here. I should close Photoshop. I was working on my thumbnail. Anything else I can close? To save on, no, I think that's probably it. All right. So, yeah, here's the edit. It's, it's short. It's 2 minutes. But there's a lot in here. There's a lot of shots. And, well, let's see. Let's just take a look. Let's take a look. And we'll just go full screen with it here. And I'm not going to mute myself. Because I forget to unmute myself sometimes, like I forget. And then I'm sitting there talking and there's no sound and I look like an idiot. So like whatever. So let's get this thing on. Let's get this thing going here.
When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation.
The British are coming!
Hold these truths to be self-evident.
All men are created equal. They are endowed by their Creator with unalienable rights. To secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed.
Disperse, ye rebels!
Hold these truths to be self-evident.
representatives of the United States of America in General Congress assembled, appealing to the Supreme Judge of the world for the rectitude of our intentions. Do, in the name and by authority of the good people of these colonies, solemnly publish and declare that these united colonies are, and of right ought to be, free and independent states.
What have you given us?
A republic, ma'am. If you can keep it.
And there it is. And that's where we're gonna have like probably the 250th screen. I haven't gotten that far yet. Yeah, that's the video. And let me just get myself situated. There we go. So a couple things that I really wanted to get. Let me just hop back in here. Let me hop back in here to the video. So we'll go through this, and so we've got the eagle flying here. I'm working on a shot now where we just see him flying. Excuse me. And I want to have him like fly and then kind of dip down, and we see Boston, and we kind of follow the eagle into Boston, like colonial Boston. I'm working on that now. If I don't get it, it's okay. But that's what I would like to get. It'll be a nice little transition, and then he's going to transition us out of the historical period, like back into modern day. That's kind of the idea. Not sure I'm going to get it worked in there. If I don't, it's okay. But that's kind of the plan.
When in the course
but
of
this is Kling. I think this is Kling.
human events,
I'm not sure.
it becomes necessary for one
This is Kling.
people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of
A lot
the
of these are
earth
Kling.
the separate and equal station.
So you got the Boston Tea Party here. I had a little bit of a tough time with this. It's a little too like theatrical looking in terms of the lighting is a little like, it's a little too like stagey kind of, it feels a little too fake, but whatever, it's okay.
To which the laws of nature and of
And I was working on a shot where I actually had the crate of tea sinking below the water. I don't really think I need it. The thing is, I've got a lot of stuff. Like I've got a lot of stuff to pull from here. And part of it's just been like trying to pick the best shots. And if I had more time, this is a project I would probably have pushed into next week and expanded the scope of it. I got to stop doing that, so I'm glad this has a hard deadline.
nature's God entitled them.
But here we have the Boston Massacre. I'm going to change this up a little bit. Like there's a guy yelling at him, like, why don't you fire? I think I'm just going to just change that to just show the tension between the two of them again, because there's only a couple places in here where we can hear the dialogue, and I don't know if this needs to be one of them.
They should declare the causes.
Like, we should be listening to the narration. That's going to be probably hard enough to listen to as it is. I'm debating putting the text on the screen too, like, following the narration with like text on the screen. I've got a tool that'll do that for me, so it's like not an issue as far as time goes. It's just I'm not sure if I want it there, because then it's going to be like where it's going to go on the screen, and is it going to be distracting, and I'll have to see about that. But
Which impel them to the
so that, like, just that sound design there, I'd like to work on a little bit. I'd like to get more of like a musket, like exploding and then kind of like fading off. But You know, then we've got Paul Revere.
Separation.
The British are coming!
And that's a spot where the narration stops, and it's a perfect spot to hear him, you know, to hear him yell, "The British are coming."
Hold these truths.
And then we get into, this is Thomas Jefferson writing the Declaration of Independence. This is one of the things, there were some shots here I would have loved to have gotten. I would have loved to have like shown the actual writing, but if you know AI, you know that AI can't really pull that off. So I had to kind of like get these shots where we can't see really what's going on. I would have loved like for some of the letters or for some of the narration to actually see him penning the word that's being spoken. That would have been great. Can't do it with AI. So, you know, again, it's concessions, but I wouldn't have been able, like, without AI, if I'd said, hey, I'm going to make this video in Unreal, there's no, like, it would have just been a waving flag. And that's about all I would have had time to do is simulate a flag, you know, and maybe use my fireworks plugin. And that would have been it. You know, that's all I would have been able to do. So concessions, you know, it's okay because I'm able to do like just things that I wouldn't have been able to do otherwise. So, but concessions are always just part of what you're going to face when you're dealing with limited resources. So, you know, there's a shot I would have loved to have. Don't have it. It's okay.
To be self-evident.
We've got a Minuteman here. They're grabbing their stuff, getting ready to go. Does he have like two? No, I guess not. I originally had some different shots here, and then they didn't have enough energy. It was just guys like kind of casually grabbing their guns and getting ready to go. But this was supposed to be like, you know, this is the Minutemen. They're ready to go. So I had to regenerate them and kind of get them, you know, more energy, more, what's the word I'm looking for? Purpose. So we've got that, a couple of shots of them, you know, then getting ready, then they're heading to, you know, this is supposedly like, you know, I guess this would be them heading to Concord. This is all leading up until
All men are created equal.
the
They
battles
are
of
endowed
Lexington
by
and
their
Concord.
creator with unalien.
And, you know, again, we keep cutting back and forth to writing the actual declaration. Again, I would have loved to have shown the actual document so that we could see and know exactly, like, that's, oh, he's writing the declaration. I just can't get that shot with AI, unfortunately. So
Rights.
we got, like, just the ships in Boston Harbor, just showing kind of like the blockade and the fact that, you know, they're here in force.
To secure these rights, governments are instituted among men.
Again, more troops. One thing I wish I had was, well, we'll keep going. I'll show you
Deriving their just power.
here. So we've got them marching, and then all of a sudden we've got the troops here at Concord. And I probably need to do a fade out and fade into this, because what I would like to have is like the troops kind of, you know, approaching each other, but there's just not enough time for that. So probably like a fade. In fact, let's see what that'll look like right now. If we just, let me just make sure so I'm going to just get the microphone out of my face here for a second, get the beer out of the way so I don't spill it. And so if we just do like, we'll just try.
Deriving their just powers from the Deriving their just powers from the consent.
And then I think to make this work, this static shot just isn't working, so we'd probably do a little dynamic zoom and probably a
Powers from the consent of the governed. Deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed.
That's a little too fast, so if we hop into my controls here and we want like just a little bit.
Consent of the governed.
So let's see.
Governments are
Let's see.
these rights. Governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed.
I think that works. What do you think? Okay, I think that works. Because like I said, I you know, ideally you'd want to have a shot showing them arriving, but there's no time. Like this is a 2-minute thing. So it's like got to be, you know, if I'm going to add that in, I'm going to have to take something out. So, you know, it's this thing. So I guess one thing I want to say, and I actually think I might do a video on this because it is very important. The biggest skill I think that you can have doing this AI stuff is editing. The more you edit, the more you think like an editor, the better you will do, because you're going to have a lot of stuff, a lot of generations that kind of work, kind of half work, maybe part of it works, but then the second part doesn't. But then you got another generation where the second part does work, and you've got to somehow get them to cut together. And this is where it's like trying to get all these different pieces of a puzzle to fit. And if you're not good at editing, you're going to have a hard time, because you're going to be dealing with a lot of mismatched parts. And so when you're generating the stuff, you've got to think like a filmmaker when you're generating the shots. You've got to think, okay, I need establishing shots, I need close-ups, I need inserts, and you've got to have those. And then when you're editing, you've got to think like an editor, and you got to be like, okay, what can I cut to? What can I cover this with? What can I, how can I cut away from this where it stops working and then cut back to it where it does? Or what shots can I cheat with here? And that means like you've got to be familiar with everything in your your bin here that you have, your footage. You've got to be able to, like, you should be looking through all the footage, especially if you get stuck. Just go rewatch all the clips again and see if there's something you're forgetting about. There's it's happened to me where I'll be stuck somewhere and I'll just be watching through the clips. I'm like, oh, I forgot that's in there at the very beginning of this clip. I could actually use that here. So it's very important. Editing skills are going to come in very handy. It's very important if you're definitely work on your editing. So so this is not quite working yet. That's like the shot heard around the world where we don't really know who fired it. And what I want to do is I need to cut back and forth between, like, I just have the Minutemen. I want to cut to a shot of the British troops so we can see they're both kind of like, what's going on? What are we going to do? And then I'm trying to figure out a way to fade to black. You hear the shot. And then when we come back up, we're kind of like the war has started. That's kind of the idea. It's not quite working yet. I definitely need a shot of the British troops. I may even have one. Again, I have to go back and start looking through my footage. But while I'm doing that, I could just generate some because the cling generations are very quick. But that's that's one part I want to try and smooth out a bit. We'll just kind of watch this, and you can see it doesn't quite play.
From the consent of the governed.
Disperse, ye rebels!
The representatives of the United States of America.
And then that shot, I'm not sure. I think I have a better shot somewhere. But once it comes back up, again, I've got to work on the transition a bit so that it kind of flows a little better. But basically, we fade to black. We hear the shot. Shot heard around the world. We fade to black because nobody knows who fired it, so we don't get to see who fired it. And then when we come back up, we're in all-out war. And then we're just seeing various different, shots from the war, or moments from the war.
In general,
Washington and Valley Forge with the men, with the poor supplies, and people were, had like, no boots and socks. And
Congress assembled, appealing to the supreme judge of the world for the rectitude of our intentions. This is the Battle of Bunker Hill, where the British, charge the hill with bayonets. This is the don't fire till you see the whites of their eye. And I don't know if I need that line in here. Again, because there's a narration, like I can't really have too many lines of dialogue. But this is where he says, don't fire till you see the whites of their eye. And they come up name and by authority of the good people.
And then you see how close they've gotten. That's not the most ideal shot, but I might regenerate. It's one of these I would like to get better, but it's kind of on the back burner. It's on the could be better list. And then we've got the signing. This is based on the painting. I had a hard time getting like a realistic portrayal of this. It kept giving me a very painterly feel. This was the best I could do with it. And again, it's just kind of like this is the actual signing of the Declaration of Independence.
Solemnly publish and declare.
And again, this is just the fault of AI with not being able to write. I don't know if I should regenerate this or replace it. I could try a few more times. Again, the cling stuff I have unlimited. They're pretty fast, so I could just like be generating, a whole bunch I mean, I can get like 4 in a couple minutes. So I could see if I can get anything better for this.
That these united colonies are, and of
And then,
what
of course, this is one of the most iconic images is, the painting of Washington crossing the Delaware. Now, this is another thing. I had a really hard time getting a likeness of George Washington. It kept drifting. And if I gave it the painting that we all know, it would look too much like the painting, like an actual painting stuck on his head. And so it was tough because I like everything else about this, but I wish he looked a little bit more like George Washington. Again, it's one of those things where concession,
right ought to be free and independent.
And I kind of wish I had a higher resolution version of this, but I don't. And I tried to make one, and I was failing. So I would love this in 1080. Like, I would spend the credits. I think this is a great shot. Again, it's one of these things where, because of the randomness of AI, I wish I could just grab this and hit the up-res button, but that doesn't exist. You can't do that. You have to... Well, I actually could up-res it. You know what? I could up-res it. I don't really do a lot of upscaling and up-resing, but I could try that for this shot. It's expensive. The credits seem to be expensive for the up-res tools in Higgsfield, but I could try it on this because it would be nice to have this a little more high-res.
States.
And then we have, he's finishing up. He's finishing up. I wish that we had. I would have loved to have seen him like writing the last line, putting the quill. You can't get too picky on what you're gonna get. But we get what I wanted. Was he puts the quill away. We see that he finished writing. He gets up, and now we see it's a declaration. Now, maybe it's better that the reveal is at the end, although I think we all understand he's writing it, so I don't think it's anything. It's a secret, so I think that it would have been nice to show him writing it. We don't need to keep it a secret of what he's writing. But at least at the end, I do get this reveal of what he was writing. And it looks like his glasses are broken here, so he's not going to be able to use those. But that's okay because he's finished writing. So, and then we've got this little transition. So we've got the declaration, and we've been showing like the moments of the war, and then I wanted to show the victory. And after the Constitution, or after the victory, and we have the Constitutional Convention, and we form the new government, which is what we have now. I just wanted to kind of tie it all together with that shot. And there, if you know the scene, Benjamin Franklin comes out, and a woman comes up to him. This is the story, and she says, "What have you given us, sir?" And he goes, "A republic, ma'am, if you can keep it," or something like that. So we kind of cut to that scene here. Again, the transitions here are a little wonky because, there's already a dude there. I actually think I have another shot of this with a bigger crowd, and I had the door close, and I don't know. Again, it's like the connecting aspects of the shots. The door should be closed, or it should be closed and opening, and we cut to the door open and him coming out. For continuity, that's what it should be, but probably won't be. I also... Oh, you know what? I do have a better generation of this because there's a river behind here, and there is a river, but I think it's off to the, what would be to the left. I don't think it's actually behind, because I was looking at the geography of this. So we'll back up. So we've got that scene. So
Free and independent states.
What have you given us?
A republic, ma'am. If you...
And we're going to have to take that music down. So what we might do, so this is what I like to do, is we've got the music here. Once he starts talking, I can just do this, and we'll work on this section here. And rather than like set the keyframes here, like you could do that. I could set a keyframe. Hello. Why is it? Oh, there we go. You know, I could set a keyframe here and then a keyframe here and dip the volume, you know, like that. But I just kind of find it sometimes simpler to just cut the area that I want. And then we can dip this a little bit. And then we can also go into our equalizer. And right about here-ish is where human voices tend to land. So we could just carve out a little spot there, and we should be able to hear the dialogue a little easier.
A republic, ma'am.
So you can see it's, if I turn this off.
A republic, ma'am.
Is it making a difference?
A republic, ma'am.
Not sure. It's also AI voice, so it may not be in the proper frequency range. I think this is roughly, I may have to, I'd have to go into the Fairlight tool and like look at the analyzer and see kind of where his voice is falling, but it's kind of a little trick you can do.
A republic, ma'am. If you can keep it.
So then I'm going to cut back here, and I actually have some shots of the eagle. So here's the other, so we've got the eagle coming back, and then he's going to wipe. I wish it like actually went off screen there. So I think we go to this, and then we could do like what is, okay, so if we do that, and then we do like a quick wipe. What? Hello? Edge wipe. That's what we want. Sorry, I'm kind of like a little. Okay, so that's gonna go up. Oh wait, no, that's a what just went on there? No, I said edge wipe, dude. What the? Okay, I'm grabbing edge wipe. Oh, you know what? It's okay. Radial wipe. I wish I could show you. In fact, if we go to, so now I don't know where this even is in single mode. I don't know where anything is in single screen mode. I got to go back to double. This is a bug that I've noticed where I'm grabbing, oh, there we go. I was grabbing edge wipe and it was grabbing the one above it. I've had that happen before. So yeah, it's defaulting to that. So we're going to want to go left to right. So we're going to want to border, feather, and where's rotation? Angle, I think 90, or is it negative 90? Let's see. There we go. So maybe, oh, we are out of, that maybe almost works. So we could pull this in a bit, pull this in, and then now we've got more. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we I'll have to work on that, but yeah, and then we're gonna have the, you know, This will be like the either the card screen or just the logo of 250th birthday anniversary of America, something like that. So there you go. We'll just watch it. We'll just watch it through one more time. But that's basically it. Got a couple more sips here. So let's see. I guess I could show, before we go, I could show some of my, let me pull up my window here. We could go through some of the generations. Oh, Victor hopped in. I missed him. Okay. Let me hop back into all right, so here's all the various different generations that I have done. So this is my trying to do a I haven't seen this yet. That's pretty awful. Drink Finder, Stream Fan. Okay. That's okay. Not good. So for the end, like what I might have for the like end birthday and cards is like some fireworks. So I'm going to try and do some animations like this. The phone, which I don't really want. Stuff like this. Here's the eagle. So here's what I was trying to do. I'm going to have to work on this some more. We've got him flying over Boston, but I want to have him like up in the sky, and then we follow him down and reveal Boston. I haven't really been able to get that. This doesn't really look like Boston. I want him to like fly down and reveal the troops, but it looks ridiculous. So, but the good thing is with Kling, I could just I'll show you how quick it is to run this. So if let's pick something to rerun here. Here's one of my new. Okay, here's like the. I don't know that there should be that many steeples, but I guess that they're all churches. That's fine. Are there going to be that many churches? I suppose. So here we've got the door closed. This was the new shot I was working on. So if we come out of this, and where's the animated version? So we have this. So if I copy this, so something like this is what I want to do when we transition. So I'll show you how quick it is to do. So if we go into this, and we're going to go into video, and we'll go into Kling 3. Kling 3, and we have to go down to 720, and it's got to be under 7 seconds, and then we can do unlimited, and then we'll use this as a reference, and always review your prompts when you're going to launch stuff, especially if it's going to cost money, because I've launched like a few prompts where I didn't alter it or change it the way I thought I did or something, and I'm getting this prompt. I'm like, it's got part of another prompt in there because I did a cut and paste, but I didn't have the cursor in the right spot when I pasted, so it pasted at the end of the prompt. So I had like the old prompt and the new prompt in. I got this weird, just it's always good. These are quick and they're unlimited and they're free. So, but you should always just kind of check over your prompt. Now, if it's a big long prompt that you've had AI write, then just make sure that you're just it's good to kind of just check over your prompts. It's kind of like when we launch a render, you just want to make sure all your render settings are correct, so you don't like waste a night's render. Okay, so Independence Hall, flag flies over top, drone, camera pulls back, bald eagle flies by, we follow the eagle. All right, let's just see. So I can launch up to 4 of these at a time. And again, for it to be unlimited, the limitations are it's got to be 720 and it's got to be 7 seconds or less. So we'll keep sound. We got sound on, multi-shot is on. That's cool. I'll let it do its cuts. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll just, let's see, it's 7:06. So we'll see how long it takes to do this. So yeah, I'm kind of like, I've been going hard on this thing for the past like 2 days. I had some very different ideas of what I wanted this to be, and I could not get them through. Like I was getting blocked with rights. And like what I wanted to do initially was have a song play and just do like a music video and have like a woman singing the song and then be cutting to different images, just American history images, various different images of things throughout history, all the way up until modern times, and cut back and forth with her singing the song. And it was an acoustic song, but like Sea Dance was giving me shit because it said I'm pretty sure it was because the lyrics, it was thinking were copyright. But this song what's the song? It was My Country 'Tis of Thee, which is like 200 years old. I think, wait, is it 200? It's an old song. It's public domain. It's like there's no copyright issues with it. And it was a Suno version of the song so 7:06, we've got 2 minutes. So we've got 3, so it took 2 minutes to generate. So, and I was trying to remaster. I'd done these songs like a year ago. And luckily I had them kicking around. But it was like telling me, that has copyrighted material. Suno was bonging me too. And I'm like, dude, this is public domain. What are you talking about? I could play this song actually. It was in my playlist here. So I go to music. It's kind of a cool song. But you know what? Why can't I hear anything?
My country.
Why can't I hear anything? Oh. Why is that muted? Interesting. Okay. You know what? I'll play this on the outro. But anyway, I couldn't get it to work. So I was almost going to bail on this idea. And then I was trying to just get like a song with the Declaration of Independence. And it was bonging me on that too. I was like, well, this is ironic. I'm getting like, negged on copyright infringement. This thing won't let me do it on a document about personal freedom and liberty. And they're telling me, no, you're infringing on copyright. It's like, this is a 200-year-old document. It's public domain and it's about freedom and liberty. It's like, come on. Anyway, so let's take a look at these new shots that I got here. Okay, a lot of cuts. This is the thing about Kling. It does a lot of cuts. So this is unusable. But, like there might be something in here that, this is why it's important if you get stuck with something, just watch through all your footage. Like even doing live action, I went through and used like a whole bunch of stuff that was just, the camera was running when it wasn't supposed to be. And I ended up using it because I was like, oh my God. And thank God that it was, because I used it to cover like a lot of stuff that I would have been stuck with otherwise, or, I wouldn't have had a way to get out of it otherwise. So always just kind of go through your stuff and know what you have, because you never know. Like you might think it's trash, but then you might end up using it. So, but this looks like trash. This is the other one. Again, like the fact that these are only 7 seconds. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool without the sound. But anyway, so you could see, you can get some generations in just 2 minutes. So I could be working on the edit and then I just hit generate a couple times, and just be like, okay, let's just get 4 more. and if I try to do it again, you'll see I've reached my limit. I can only do 4. So, yeah. That's basically it. Again, I got to finish this up tonight, so I'm going to just try and be working on some of these rough spots. And, it is what it is at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, it's January 4th, and I got to post this thing. I'd like to post it, tonight. I don't want to be up till midnight, and I don't want to be up. I don't want to be like posting it in the morning. I'd rather have it like posted tonight. So, I think that's about all I've got. And my beer is empty here. So this is pretty good. This beer. I haven't had Sam Adams in a while. It's a citrus wheat ale. Citrus wheat. So that's my 4th of July, 250th anniversary AI tribute. That's the end of my beer. That's the end of the stream. So let's kick it on out of here, and we'll take a listen to that song. Let's go out with some music here. Here we go.
My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, oh, land of the Pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring, let freedom ring. Oh, my country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, oh, land of the Pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring, let freedom ring. My native country, thee, land of the noble free. Thy name I love thy rocks and rills, thy woods and templed hills. My heart with rapture thrills, like that above. Let music swell the breeze, and ring from all the trees, sweet freedom song. Let mortal tongues awake, let all that breathe partake. Let rocks their silence break, the sound